What's up, Lions Nation? Before we get started, I need that support from you. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop your thoughts down in the comments, because your voice matters a lot. Now, no more wasting time, let's get straight to the point. Today we're talking Detroit Lions, and you don't want to miss this. What if I told you that Sunday's clash against the Bears could be the game that defines how this entire Detroit Lions season is remembered? Think about it. 1 week ago, we were left shaking our heads after a home opening stumble that looked more like a team half asleep than one hungry for a Super Bowl. Now, the entire fan base is demanding a response, and the Lions locker room knows it. This is not just another regular season matchup. This is the moment where you either prove you're built for greatness, or you prove the critics right. Here's what's coming into focus. Taylor Decker is back. That's massive. He's been battling through that shoulder injury since the offseason, and while he had surgery to strengthen it, there were doubts about how ready he'd be. But he's expected to suit up, and that gives this offensive line a fighting chance after what we saw last week. And let's be real, nobody wants to see Giovanni Manu protecting Jared Goff's blindside when the line already looked shaky. With Jamarco Jones on IR and Dan Skipper dinged up, Decker's return isn't just good news, it's survival. John Morton, the offensive coordinator, told us this week that fixing the offense is an easy fix. Easy fix? Lions fans have heard that before, and we're not buying blind optimism anymore. Morton is now under the microscope, because if this offense lays another egg at home, if the scoreboard looks like another stale rerun of last week's disaster, Ford Field will not be a happy place. Lions fans don't forget, and they won't forgive dropping back-to-back games in the division to start the season. That would be brutal. The offensive line communication issues were glaring against Green Bay. False starts, missed assignments, free runners coming straight at Jared Goff. That can't happen again. This week, the noise factor should be eliminated. At home, the line should hear the calls clearly. But then the question becomes, will the veterans step up? Rookie mistakes from guys like Tate Ratledge or Mahogany, fine, you live with them. But Graham Glasgow? No excuses. He looked lost out there. And if it happens again, why not plug Ratledge in at center and let him take his lumps now? He's the future anyway. Fans are also demanding to see Isaac Tesla on the field. And they're right. 6'4", arms like tarantulas, hands like Spider-Man. You can't coach that. We traded up for him, and yet he's riding the bench while Khalif Raymond gets targets? No. Play your playmakers. Look at the Rams with Puka Nacua. They didn't hide him on the sideline. They unleashed him. It's time for Tesla to get that shot. Defensively, it's simple. Pressure the quarterback or get embarrassed again. The Bears' offensive line is far from elite. If this Lions front can't get sacks, can't even generate consistent pressure, then what are we doing? Aiden Hutchinson can't do it alone. The Bears' rookie quarterback Caleb Williams is a nightmare if you let him escape. He'll extend plays, convert third downs with his legs, and suck the life out of your defense. Kelvin Shepherd faces a big test. Can he do what Aaron Glenn couldn't? Contain the quarterback. Spy him, hit him, force him to throw. If you let Williams dance around, you'll lose. Period. And let's not dance around it. The pass rush is the elephant in the room. Marcus Davenport hasn't shown anything yet. Alquadin Muhammad as Hutchinson's backup isn't moving the needle. Fans are already talking draft priorities, offensive line depth, and edge rushers. And they're not wrong. It's been years of lackluster pass rush, and without a second elite presence, Hutchinson will always face double teams. You don't win a Super Bowl without heat on the quarterback. Emotionally, this team needs to channel its anger. Alex Anzalone's frustration with fans was misplaced. Don't blame the fans for demanding better. Blame yourselves, take it personal, and unleash it on the Bears. Detroit fans aren't asking for miracles, they're asking for accountability. Jared Goff got it right when he said, there's urgency, and we have to get it right now. That's the mindset everyone in Honolulu Blue needs. Because the truth is stark, this isn't about week 2, it's about the window. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Penei Sewell, Hutchinson, these are prime years you can't waste. Every year without a Lombardi is another year lost. And fans know it. That's why expectations are at Super Bowl or bust. They're not angry because they don't care. They're angry because they know this roster is good enough. Now, here's the kicker. Despite all the heat, despite all the criticism, despite the doubts about Morton's scheme and the trench's toughness, I do believe the Lions will respond. I believe Ford Field will be electric. The O-line will stabilize with Decker back, and the Lions will edge the Bears 23-20. But if they don't, if they collapse, if they look like cheats again, as fans put it, Then the conversation gets ugly. Coaches on the hot seat, players called out, front office second guessed. That's the reality of Detroit in 2025. So here's where I leave it to you, Lions fans. Do you believe Morton's easy fix is real? Do you think this team has the guts to punch back after embarrassment? Or are we staring down another wasted year? Drop your thoughts below, because in Detroit, the voice of the fans is louder than ever. And here's the part that really makes this week fascinating. We're about to find out exactly who this Detroit Lions team really is. Because after a stumble like week 1, there are only 2 possible responses. Either you shrink under the pressure and let doubt define you, or you stand tall, deliver, and prove you're serious about chasing a Lombardi. There's no middle ground in the NFL, and especially not in Detroit, where the fan base has been starving for decades. Look at what's been said in the locker room. Some players are frustrated with fans being critical, but let's get real, the fans have every right. Tickets at Ford Field are some of the most expensive in the league. People are paying their hard-earned money, their emotions are invested, and all they want is accountability. Nobody is calling for perfection. What they're calling for is effort, execution, and urgency. When the Lions lose a close, hard-fought battle, fans can live with it. But when the team looks flat, unprepared, and unfocused, that's when the anger boils over. Dan Campbell came to Detroit with a message of humility. It's about us, not me. But lately, that humility hasn't always shown. That's the challenge for Campbell now. Get back to that identity, own the mistakes, and use that anger as fuel. We've seen what happens when Campbell's fire spreads through the team. They play tougher. They play smarter. They play like Lions. That's the version of Campbell this city wants to see Sunday. And what about Jared Goff? Credit where it's due, he's been the voice of reason. After the loss, he didn't blame the line, didn't blame Morton, didn't blame anyone else. He said what leaders say, there's urgency. We have to fix this now. That's the quarterback speaking like a franchise cornerstone. And for all the criticism thrown around this week, that's the tone the locker room needs to match. Goff is telling everyone, stop pointing fingers, start producing. Now, let's zero in on the Bears matchup. Chicago has its own issues. Caleb Williams flashes brilliance, but he holds the ball too long and sometimes sails throws. That's opportunity. But if the Lions give him clean pockets and open lanes, he will punish them with his legs. That's where Brian Branch spying on him could be the X factor. Branch has the athleticism, the instincts, and the edge to make Williams' life miserable. But that only works if the front four actually generate push. If Hutchinson is the only threat again, Williams will extend plays until the defense cracks. The Lions can't afford to keep relying on one-man heroics. Someone else needs to step up. Davenport? Mohammed? Anybody. The fan base is already restless about the lack of investment in a true edge rusher opposite Hutch. And if this continues, the calls for a trade or for draft reinforcements will only get louder. Brad Holmes has hit home runs in the draft before St. Brown, Branch, Hutch, but ignoring the pass rush for too long is a gamble that could cost Detroit everything. On the other side of the ball, it's time to unleash the weapons. Enough with the dink and dunk. Enough with the timid play calling. You have Jameson Williams' speed. You have Amon-Ra's consistency. You have Tesla waiting to be unleashed. Why not send a message on the first snap with a deep bomb to Jameson? Even if it's incomplete, it forces the Bears to respect the vertical game. That's how you open up the run lanes for Gibbs and Montgomery. That's how you put fear in the defense. That's how you let everyone know this offense is awake. The offensive line holds the keys. Sewell and Decker, the veterans, cannot allow another performance like last week. They're supposed to be the anchors, the leaders. If they bounce back, everything changes. And with the home crowd behind them, there are no excuses for miscommunication this time. If they protect Goff, he'll carve Chicago apart. If they don't, the offense stalls, and Morton's easy fix promise turns into a ticking time bomb for his job security. And fans aren't shy about their expectations. Super Bowl or bust. Period. It's not arrogance, it's realism. This roster is too talented, this window too precious, to settle for mediocrity. Each wasted year is another prime season of St. Brown, Hutchinson, and Sewell gone. The fans know it, the players know it, and deep down, Campbell knows it too. So here we are. The stage is set. The noise has been loud all week, but Sunday will answer the questions that matter. Will the Lions rise to the moment, shake off the embarrassment, and prove they're legitimate contenders? Or will they crumble, handing the Bears momentum and igniting full-blown panic in Detroit? I've got my prediction locked. Lions 23, Bears 20. Not pretty, not flashy, but a win is a win, and that's what matters right now. But here's where I want to hear from you. Do you believe in Morton's easy fix? Do you think Tesla deserves to be unleashed as the hidden weapon? Do you think the pass rush will finally show up, or will Caleb Williams run wild on our defense? Drop your comments, let me know what you think, because in Detroit, this isn't just football, it's family, it's legacy, and it's our time. And maybe that's the biggest point of all time. Because Lions fans have been told to wait 4 decades. Wait for the rebuild. Wait for the right coach. Wait for the right quarterback. Wait for the front office to figure it out. But now, there's no more waiting. The roster is stacked with talent, the window is open, and the city is ready. The question isn't if the Lions can contend, it's will they actually seize the moment? Think about it. How many more years of Amon-Ra St. Brown at his peak can you afford to waste? How many more seasons of Hutchinson on his rookie deal before the price skyrockets? How many prime years of Sewell's dominance can you afford to burn through before the line around him cracks? This season isn't about hope. It's about capitalizing. That's why the fan base is so demanding. That's why the criticism has been so sharp. It's not hate, it's urgency. And urgency is exactly what Sunday is all about. If the Lions walk into Ford Field and punch Chicago in the mouth from the opening snap, the narrative changes. The doubts fade. The anger cools. Fans start believing again. But if they stumble, if they fall flat, if Caleb Williams leaves the building smiling while Lions fans are left shaking their heads, then the doubts won't just grow, they'll explode. That's why this game matters more than just the standings. It's about proving to yourselves, to the fans, and to the league that this isn't the same old Lions. It's about showing that this team has teeth, that the preseason hype wasn't empty, that Detroit belongs in the contender conversation.